Hi families, thanks for taking some time here to watch this video before your child starts writing on Monday, November 23rd. I went to the store and I picked up this folder. It would cost me 50 cents and I would hope that everyone can have some sort of folder similar to this so that when they come to writing every day in the afternoon that they will have this ready and available for them. I'm going to show you some things that will be on our Google Classroom that you can print off and it will help organize their folder for them. So I have, on the outside here, I have your child's letters and sounds. So like P, pig, Q, quilt. It looks just like this. I cut out the little edging right there and I made it a little bit colorful. That personalized it, so it was important to me. So that's something that your child has the week to work on. This does not need to be anything set up by this week. We would hope that you would have it set up next week. November 30th, I believe that is, on Monday. If you need any assistance printing this off, or if you need support in purchasing a folder, please let one of us know and we would try to see what we can do to help you out. So I glued that right there on the front. On the inside, I put how you write the letters, how you form the letters. This would also be helpful if they knew the letter J says J, J, but they forgot how to write it. They can start at the beginning, A, B, C, D, until they get to J. Oh, that's how I write J, J, J. And then you can see on this side, we have a few of the digraphs, the sh, ch, f sounds. Those are really hard for students to actually hear, and it's okay when they ask, what letter says sh? It's okay to point to them and say, oh, S and H says sh, as in shoe. And we have a couple blends here, dr and ter. And then we have one of our endings, our suffixes, ing. We haven't talked about a lot of these in particular. Some students have heard of them, but this is just a good reference for them as well. On the back, you can see that I put a word wall. So this is the word wall right here. And I actually went ahead, wrote in the sight words that have already been introduced. A, can, go, is, I, like, see, she, the, and we. And then I also took a highlighter and I wrote right over top of them. You are more than welcome to write the words in for your child on this. They might be able to read your writing a little bit easier than their own. But this is like a portable word wall. Anytime they have a question on how to spell a sight word, they can always look here. I wanted to show you a little bit, on the inside too. You can see these are all the papers that we sent home with you. It's a great spot to keep them. So when we say it's time to come for Writer's Workshop, they just grab their whole folder. They have a pencil with an eraser and they're ready to go. So I wanted to show you a little bit about what kindergarten writing looks like. The first assignment that they have to do is they're going to be drawing a picture and writing about what they would do if they had a pet turkey. So a student, whoops, I'm sorry, I had that out of order. A student who is just beginning, their writing will look something like this. You can't really tell what these letters say. You can't really read what it is, but to them, they're starting to understand that a picture would go up here and that words would wind up being down here, even though they're not sure how to do it. So that's a level 1. A level 2 writer has the same picture up on top, and then down here, you can see they have just the first sound of each letter, or I'm sorry, of each word. So this said, if I had a pet turkey, I would make it dinner. And what I did was before I even wrote any letters, I grabbed a crayon and I counted out how many words I had. If I had a pet turkey, I would make it dinner. This is a really long sentence. I usually don't encourage sentences to be this long, but I would write a line for each sentence. I wouldn't want you to do it. I want your child to do it. And as they draw each line, I want them to say the word they would say. If I had a pet turkey, I would make it dinner. So now that my lines were drawn on there, then I can go back with my pencil and I can add those words. So if your child says, Mom or Dad, I just don't know what to write. We encourage them to really sound them out. You see us doing in the morning Haggerty, and you see us using a roller coaster to make those sounds. So if would be eh, and then they would write it. Eh. I is a sight word, so I should always be spelled correctly. That's with a capital I, never a lowercase. But if they had a sight word that they weren't sure of, they can just look on the back of their folder. It's right there with all of their materials. If I had, if they're not sure how to write the word had, you would do the roller coaster with them. Ad. And then they would come over here and write it. You can see a level 2 writer, though, is usually just writing the first sound that they hear in a word. A level 3 writer is starting to hear the first sound and the last sound in a word. So had, pet, turkey, turk, E is probably what they're hearing. Sometimes their B's and their D's are backwards. If they are backwards, you can say, oh, hey, look, this right here was supposed to be a D. I can see that. So you wouldn't make it binner. You're going to make it dinner. In-er. So just go ahead and correct that for them. A level 4 writer is someone who actually has all of their sight words they're pretty good with. They have more sounds that they hear in a word. So for example, turkey, t-erk, E. They heard more than one sound. You can actually read their writing fairly easily because it's got almost a vowel in every word and in consonants as well. Same thing, they're going to have a nice detailed picture to go along with their words. We'll be able to tell if a child was helped maybe a little bit more than they should have been because we remember where they were when they left. And remember, it's okay for them to be at any one of these levels, either level 1 through level 4. If we start seeing writing that looks like this, if I had a pet turkey, I would make it dinner. We're going to know that that child had a lot of help writing. They shouldn't be able to know how to spell the word would. They wouldn't know how to spell turkey. Many won't know that they need a silent E at the end of make. So please try to refrain yourself from helping your child do the writing. What I do want you to do is to encourage them to use their sound chart. Encourage them to use this so they know how to form the letters correctly, and then encourage them to use their word wall as well anytime they need to write a sight word. If you need any help with gathering any of these materials, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to have a document of this on Google Classroom for each of you in your classes. So in Mr. M's class, in Mr. Miller's class, along with my class, you can feel free to print them off, or if you need our assistance with that, if you would just reach out and ask your teacher or myself, we'll try to see what we can do to help out. I hope that this is helpful, and I hope that all of you will enjoy your first writing lesson tomorrow. Just a reminder, so in the morning, they need to watch the writing video. In the afternoon, when we go live with each other for their afternoon session of meeting, we are not going to be doing math. Rather, we are going to be doing writing together. So today I asked them to tomorrow I'm going to be asking them to draw a picture of what they would do with a pet turkey. You can use any kind of scrap paper, and then they're just going to put that in their folder. Then they can, when it's time for them to meet in the afternoon, they will just need their folder and they will need a fresh piece of paper, and we are going to do the writing together. So Mr. M will do writing with your child during that afternoon meeting. Mr. Miller will do writing with them during his time, and I will do writing with my students during that time. So again, there will not be a live math session. Instead, we're going to use that time to do writer's workshop. Again, if you have any questions, let us know.